Hey guys, just doing the neutron dance, getting ready for the workout. Still obsessed with the Pointer Sisters like I was on Saturday. It's not going away anytime soon. So me and Miss Rue are having a good time, and we are happy that you guys are here with us to share this good time. So today, you don't need much. This is actually a totally body weight workout. You do have that option. I'll always give you the option to add equipment in, but I wanted to give you guys another chance to do a body weight workout. For those of you working out at home with no equipment or equipment that you hate and you just make do with, this is your chance to say goodbye to it all and just use that beautiful body of yours to do all of your exercise. So all you're going to need today is some flat space on a wall where you can put your hands, and yoga mat, floor support, whatever makes you comfy in the floor. Also a little puppy in the floor, can't hurt, never hurts, right? So that's all you're gonna need today. So we are doing a body weight combos circuit class. So not only are we doing body weight only, but we're doing combos with body weight, hitting two different muscle groups at once, or hitting the same muscle group but in different angles. So again, another cool way to do our work and to learn how our bodies work and get the most out of them. So we're doing a circuit class. If you've worked out with me before, chances are you've definitely done a circuit with me. So we're going to do 4 total rounds. Each round is going to consist of 8 exercises. We'll do work for 1 minute, rest for 20 seconds in between, and we'll take a 2-minute break in between each circuit. So 4 total circuits, 8 exercises, 1 minute of work in each of those 8 exercises with a little bit of rest in between. And that's really all you need to know. Super simple today. Since it's timed, we know that we're not going to run super long as I don't talk too much longer now. So it's a really, really good way to work. Circuit, I love for a lot of reasons. You get a little dose of cardio even if you're not doing cardio exercise because you're moving fast. You're doing long sets and then quick breaks. So you're already getting sort of some built-in cardio and strength training at the same time. And again, set time so you know how long you're going to be working. If you're on a short time frame, then you can cut it down to 2 rounds through the circuit. It's just an easy way to modify, and it's also great, especially during the week. I love to do these during the week with you guys because if you're working jobs and juggling family and life and jobs and all of that, it's sometimes nice just to have a timer go off and tell you when to move, tell you when to stop, and you can just check out instead of trying to count reps and keep up with all of that. So the last couple notes, always my same sort of housekeeping notes. Add music if you need it. I recommend the Pointer Sisters. Modify if you need it. If I don't tell you how to modify, leave me a note. Another great thing about circuit is you can leave me a note. I'll see it before we do the exercise again because I'll check it at the end of the round. So I can pop in and help you with the modification if you need it. And yeah, so that's really the main things. My last 2 things always, just share, subscribe, like, review, all of those things that make social media do its thing and help us get some more friends working out with us here at Strong Style Fitness. And leave me a note if you're here or if you're working out after the fact. Leave me a note. I'd love to know. Facebook or YouTube. I'd love to know if you're here, even if it's not live. I just like to know that people are out there, and I like to hear your successes, or even if just you enjoy or hate certain exercises. And last, if you do wish to donate any funds for these classes, Venmo at Strong Style Fit is where you'll find me. And as I always say, I don't receive any payment for these classes. The places that I work at don't pay me to do these classes. This is purely on my own, so any donations you can send are greatly appreciated and help supplement the income that I've lost from not having group fitness. So greatly appreciated, and thank you so much to all of those that have given so far. All right, guys, so I'm going to take a quick break, make sure my timer's all set, grab some water, check the video, and then we will get started in just a sec. Again, you don't need any equipment. I definitely recommend doing this round with no equipment and then going from there. If you go through the whole round with no equipment and you feel like you could do more, then you can add in more. Some of the exercises are absolutely no equipment. You can't use equipment, but some you can. So I recommend do the first round and then evaluate from there if you want to add some weights or not. All right, guys, I'll be back in just a sec and we'll get started. All right, friends. So I'll tell you what the first exercise is going to be, because as soon as I hit that timer, we're out of the gate. So I'll go over the first exercise with you, and then for the next 7, we'll just use our 20-second break for me to start telling you about the exercise. The only thing I always say in the circuit class or in a Tabata class, whenever we're timed, is if I'm explaining something that you're not quite sure and you really have to listen to me through the whole explanation, don't wait till I'm done to start moving. Even if it's just start jogging in place or something until you hear what you need to do and figure it out. Or if you understand half of the exercise but not the other half, do the part you understand until you hear me explain the whole thing. I just don't want you to stand and wait until I get done explaining, because that might be a minute and you might miss the whole round. So just start moving. After this first round, everything will flow super smooth. You'll know where you're going and it'll be perfect. So we're going to start with an alternating squat curtsy combination. So what does that look like? We're going to sit back into our squat and then come up and then curtsy behind, come back to our squat, and then curtsy behind on the other side. Okay? So that is what our alternating curtsy squat looks like. So that's our first exercise. I'm going to hit start on that timer. As soon as I hit start, we're going to be off to the races, all right? So let's go in 3, 2, and 1. I've hit start, and let's work. So we've got our alternating squat, curtsy, squat, curtsy. And if you notice, as I'm transitioning through from squat to curtsy, I'm not coming all the way up to standing and then curtsying all the way up squat. I'm kind of hovering in that mid and then low, mid, low. Really kind of maximizes the burn there. Ooh. You can tell I should have maybe taken some leave before this workout. My knees were like, I'm not so sure about this. Ooh. All right, so next we're going to use the wall. So I said to have some wall space. We're going to do push-ups with Spider-Man legs. So Spider-Man push-ups. So what that looks like is we set up on the wall. You can also do these on the floor, but you can't do it for modified. Not really. So it's either going to be wall or full push-up, really for the most part. So we push out, and as we push up, we bring one leg out and to the side. So like we're Spider-Man crawling up a wall. So we push up. So of course we're working chest with our push-up, and we're getting obliques by pulling that leg up and to the outside. Just make sure you're dropping that chest flat down to the wall and not rotating open with that leg. I find it's best to look at the wall. Anytime I kind of turn to see my knee, I end up turning myself. All right, so here we're going to do a figure 8 with a narrow press. So we're working our shoulders, and we're going to be working our chest. Now we're going to use no weight for this exercise. It might be plenty, almost like an arm circle. You know how you're like, whatever, and then by the end of the minute, you're like, oh gosh, kind of the same idea. So feel free to add a weight later, but we're going to put our hands out, shoulders plugged back, and we're going to make a figure 8, keeping those shoulders plugged back. Pull in, press out. Figure 8, pull in, press out. Notice I'm keeping that 8 small. That's not much work. It's keeping it small is where the money's at. So next round, if you choose a weight, you would just hold the weight between your hands here. I just guarantee you're going to want something small. Again, make sure you're keeping those shoulders plugged back Don't let them roll forward into that computer posture or mobile device posture, probably even more applicable now. Perfect. So good. So you've got that form. So you might want to add a little weight next time, or again, it might be like the arm circle deal and you're like, whoa, nope, that was good. All right, guys, so we're going to use an exercise we just did in our booty back body boot camp. We're going to do all training sumo squats with knee lift. So if you worked out with me last time, you've just done these. So we're going to squat down into our sumo, and as we stand, we pull a knee to the outside. Good. So notice we're landing light. You don't hear my foot thudding down. And in fact, I'd like to lighten it up even more. I'm just not moving quite as easy as I was on Saturday. But like I always say, you wake up with a new body every day. I've also been sitting all day, the stress of a work day, whereas Saturdays, I've been seeing some personal training clients. I've been moving and grooving and standing. Usually not too stressed out, just nice and fresh for the workout. All right, so from here on out, the last 4 exercises are going to be in the floor. So we're going to come down to plank. Now, if you can't hold full plank, I'll show you the modification. You'll just have to take off part of the exercise. So I'll show you the full and the modification. So the full version, we're going to hold into plank, and we're going to step out, out, and then shoulder tap, out, out, just leaving your feet a little wider than normal for that extra stability. Or if you're modified to your knees, then you just do shoulder tap, knee, knee. So you actually don't have to leave too much out. Not really anything. So here we're working all sorts of muscles. We're working our obliques by doing those tap outs. We're working our center core and our back, of course, with the plank. And we're working some upper body strength with the taps. All right, bring it down to the floor. Now we've got a V-sit with what I call a bow and arrow. So we're going to roll over onto our booty. Make sure you're nice and settled. Take the junk out of the trunk, some people say, so you can really sit on those sit bones. I'll show you for modification first so I can slow it down. So V-sit, we sit tall, we lean back, let that core engage. Modifies to leave your heels on the ground. Bow and arrow, we're going to bring our arms out. Again, shoulders plug back, and we pull back like we're pulling a bow and arrow. So we're working shoulders. We're working our lats a little here. We're working our core. So you can bring it up into the full V-sit. Hold. You gotta resist. Imagine you've got a band and you're pulling it back. Resistance. Now you could, I suppose, if you want to add equipment, you could hold a band in each hand and pull. There we go. All right, guys. So we're going to do a bridge and add in some calf raises. We don't really get to incorporate calf too much into our workout, so I wanted to take the opportunity to do that. So we're going to hold our bridge. We're going to lift our bridge. We've got feet hip width apart. We're going to bridge to the top, double calf raise, let it all down. Bridge to the top, calf raise, down. So for our bridge, we're squeezing that booty to lift. weight comes through our heels until we get to the top, and then we lift those heels and drop them down. So of course, the combination of exercise here is booty and hamstrings and calves all working together. And again, core, we're getting lots of core in this workout. All right, guys, last one is Superman's with a lat pull. So we're gonna roll over to our belly, and we just worked on Superman's too in our back body workout. So, I'm gonna lay in our belly, Superman's hands come out like we're flying, not straight ahead, but out in a V. So Superman, we squeeze everything in that back body. So our booty squeezes to lift our legs, our back muscles squeeze to lift our upper half. And if it's all there and working for you, then we lift and then we pull back through those lats. So imagine you've got a big heavy bar attached to that cable machine, pulling down. If it's too much to do the lower body and the upper body, leave the upper body stationary. Leave the bottom half stationary and just work the top. So here we're getting, goodness gracious, we're getting booty, we're getting lats, we're getting erector spinae, those muscles down your spine. We're getting basically everything along that back body chain. All right, guys, that's the end of round one. First one down. So like I said, the first one's always a little clunky. You gotta learn what the exercise is. Always try to incorporate some things that we've done recently so you don't have just 8 exercises of confusion if you work out with me regularly. So always try to incorporate some things we've done somewhat recently. So yeah, you've got it. So now you have the option. If you want to throw some equipment in there, you can. Your alternating squats with curtsy, you could definitely hold a weight for that. Your push-up with Spider-Man, no weights there. Figure 8, you could add some weights. Sumo squat, you could add some weights. Your plank, no. V-sit with bow and arrow, I really wouldn't recommend it. Bridge with calf raise, you could put a weight on your hips. As you're lifting your hips, I might give that a shot. Superman flat pull, definitely no weight. So you've got a few options. We can throw some weights in. We've got a minute left in our break. I'm gonna grab a couple weights for myself, and I'm gonna take the video real quick and we'll get started. So I'm gonna do just a super lightweight for that figure 8, and maybe grab a heavy weight, heavy-ish weight for the bridge and for the squats. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, we've got 30 seconds. We still got plenty of time. So again, alternating squat with curtsy, you could add a weight. Push up with Spider-Man, no. Figure 8, yes. Super light. Alternating sumo with knee lift. You can, just be careful. There's some balance involved with that, so just be careful. You don't want to be too encumbered with your hands if you have any balance challenges. Plank with shoulder toe taps, no. V-sit with bow and arrow, wouldn't recommend. Bridge with calf raise, sure. Superman flat pull, no. So, alternating squat with curtsy. If you want the weight, go for it. So just be mindful if you're holding this weight, don't let your shoulders start creeping up around you. Keep everything nice and relaxed. Coming all the way up to standing in between. We're working in that mid to low. Okay, 10 seconds. Perfect. All right. Yeah, and that weight definitely amp the challenge up a bit, but it's still great without the weight. So I encourage you, if you came to this exercise or this workout going, she said it's body weight only. It's totally still body weight only. Weights are optional. All right, guys. So we've got our push up with our Spider-Man leg. So again, we're working chest with the push up. We're working obliques by bringing that leg out. And you are welcome, if you were super strong in your push-up game, to do this on the floor. But as you all know, I readily admit I'm not super strong in my push-up game, so I will be here. Figure 8, the narrow press. So if you're opting to try weight here, keep it light. And again, all of us have these rounded device shoulders. Open it up, and that's where our arms are, not here. Okay? Plug them back. Figure 8, small. If you have to reset because you're noticing your shoulders are creeping forward, do it. In fact, the perfect time to do it is when you press back. You can pull those shoulders back and reset them. Ooh, I'm feeling some of my biceps a little bit too now that I've added the weight. Chest, shoulders, all working. It's one of those things that looks so simple and small until you do it, right? Finish that one. All right, so we've got our alternating sumo squat with a knee lift. Again, you're welcome to use a weight here as long as your balance isn't very compromised or challenged. If your balance is sort of wonky, don't hold a weight. I'd like you to have a free hand to be able to catch yourself if needed. All right, so we sumo knee lift. So in sumos, our legs are wide. Our toes are at 10 and 2, and our knees are opening that same direction as our toes. A lot of us are tight through here, so these can be challenging. The more you do them, though, the more it opens you up. Even in just the span of a class, you'll notice that maybe you can squat a lot lower even now versus round 1. So here we're working inner thighs, we're working glutes, we're working obliques when we pull that knee in. We're working our balance, so important. Those that work with me in person know I'm crazy about balance training. All right, we are going to the floor with a plank with shoulder and the toe taps, or if you're in modified plank, shoulder taps and knee pull-ins. Either place you want to be. All right, guys, let's go. So just remember, when you do your tap outs, leave your feet a little wider than a normal plank. That way you don't tip over when you go to do your shoulder taps. Because what we don't want to see in shoulder taps is this. We want to stay facing towards the ground, nice and steady, lifting with control. One thing I like to do as I go to shoulder tap is the hand that's staying on the ground, I like to push up away from the floor. Gives you just a little bit of extra energy to get that hand up there. Woo! All right, bring it on down. We've got our V-sit with bow and arrow. Now that you've seen it, I'll show you a third modification. I showed you kind of most basic, most advanced. There is one in the middle that you can work too. So I'll walk you through those again. So V-sit modified, heels are on the ground. We sit tall, chest on that string, come back and engage. Shoulders open, and pull. Pull, resist. So if this is not quite enough, but full is too much, you can alternate a foot. I would say probably do opposites. Or of course you can be here. Pull. If you're here and you're feeling all sorts of trouble in your lower back, I want you to at least modify to alternating feet. Because what that means is that your core isn't strong enough, so your body, your lower back is taking up the slack. Good. All right. Bridge with the calf raise. This is a place, if you'd like to add a weight, you can add a weight to your lap. So we'd set it here on our hips. Get our bridge set up. You want your feet in line with your hips and in close. Weight on your lap if you're using it. Push up, raise, and down. So I want you to keep your hips down, or your heels down, till your hips get all the way up. You can lower them all together, but I don't want you to raise your heels until your hips are all the way up. That's just making sure you're getting the maximum engagement out of that booty. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna roll that weight off, and we've got our Supermans with the lat pulls. So remember, in the Superman, if adding the lower body portion of the Superman makes the upper body part too hard, unattainable, leave the lower body out, just work the upper body. So if you're choosing to do that, just leave your lower body flat, engage through that back, through that belly, and pull. Again, like you've got something heavy that you're dragging back towards your hips. Or engage that lower body as well. Work it all together. Your choice. Make sure to keep that neck relaxed. When you're pulling back, I want you to think about these muscles right here. Done. We are halfway there, friends. Whew. I am sweating. I hope you are too. A little out of breath, but nothing crazy. Nice sweat going. Perfect place to be for this style of workout. So, have a chance now to experiment. Do you want to use weights? Do you not want to use weights? I think that's what's great about this workout is writing it with the idea that you can get an equally good workout with equipment or without equipment. Doesn't matter. Great workout either way. Super modifiable for all fitness levels. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys, we got about a minute and 10 seconds. I'll do my usual water, video, all that jazz. We'll come back, go for round 3. Still got plenty of time. Catch your breath. And the one thing I always say in these breaks, especially when we work Tabata, this is circuit, it's a little different. Just make sure in this 2 minutes that you don't get cold, that your heart rate doesn't go totally down, that you still get a little simmer, little sweat coming. We want to stay on that simmer. So if you do find yourself getting really cooled down, just do what I'm doing. You know, a nice little pace. If you find you're getting really cooled down, then maybe jog in place. Or if you have stairs in your house, go up and down the stairs, something like that. Again, not trying to take your break away, just want to make sure that you don't get totally cold. You don't want to lose this great warmth and flexibility in your muscles that you've built up. All right, squat, the curtsy. Bad habit with curtsies, as I'm sure you just saw. I looked down a lot. Curtsies were always really terrifying for me when my knees were so bad. And so I would, when I started even trying them, I would pretty much just stare at my legs and be like, are they okay? Am I doing this? You know, is my knee staying in alignment? So it's a bad habit now. My knees aren't perfect now, but they're nothing like they were. And so it's a bad habit that I'm trying to break of constantly looking down at my knees. All right, push up with Spider-Man. So just make sure you're giving yourself a good challenge with this wall push-up. Wall push-ups, if you're standing up straight, can be super easy if you're not a beginner. So make sure that you're stepping away from the wall, putting a nice angle to your body to really get the best work. And again, as with anything with body weight, add some resistance. Don't let yourself just flop into the wall. Lower yourself into the wall. Don't just, you know, collapse down into it. Lower, like you're going through mud. Beautiful work, guys. So yeah, play with that. Maybe next break, experiment with how much angle can you put, keep good form, all of that for that last round. Make sure you get the max effort out of it. All right, we'll take the figure 8 with the press. All right, get those shoulders back. Little 8s. Pull in. Again, we want this 8 to be little. Yes. Little movement, lightweight. I could maybe do a 7 if I had it. Maybe. Shoulders here, we're working chest here. Perfect. All right, alternating sumo with the knee lift. Another place you can add weight if you want to. Again, only though if you're safe to do so and don't need hands for maybe catching yourself if those sumos get you a little off kilter. All right, so remember, toes at 10 and 2. Knees go the same direction. We squat, pull that knee in, down, pull that knee in. So you want to make sure too when you're pulling that knee in that you're not leaning way over to pull that knee in. You want to keep yourself upright, pull in. That really makes that core work. There's always going to be a little tilt to your body because you're shifting all your weight over to that leg, but you don't want to make it here. Just 10 seconds left, guys. Whew. All right, coming down to the floor. We've got the plank, shoulder taps and toe taps, or the plank with the knee ends. I'll show you the knee ends one more time. I don't think I showed you second round, to show you one more time, just in case you're modified to your knees. A variation you can do. All right, so if you're modified to your knees, you come down, you're gonna shoulder tap, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Shoulder tap, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, okay? All right, otherwise, I'm with you here. Tap out, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Again, the name of the game here with that shoulder tap is to do it with control. If you are falling on your face trying to shoulder tap, then don't do it. Maybe just do a hand raise. Hand raise. That's great practice. Hand raise, hand raise. So it doesn't have to be the full thing. Again, modify. Pick a hand up, pick a hand up. What better training from here than to just practice getting that hand up? It's a big deal, you know? I sometimes hear these great compliments. I'll show you the modifications again. You know, that, oh, you make that look so easy. But please, don't be deceived. It is not easy. It's years of working on it. Not that it's going to take you years to get there, but it might for it to look easy. You know, if you were me and you were coming from 300 pounds, it took me years to get there. That's okay. It's about the journey and it's about enjoying it. Why did I stick with it for years? Because I enjoyed it. Because I was seeing success. I was meeting some awesome people along the way. Pull back, remember, resist. Pull, like you've got a tight band. Pull, bow and arrow, pull. Good work. So I love that. Thank you for all you amazing people that tell me I make certain things look easy. That's really, really a high compliment. And I'm not poo-pooing at all. I thank you. But just know that it takes a lot of work to get there. And that you couldn't come from a lot further down than where I started. I mean, you could, right? But I don't know. When I started exercising, I don't know. I was an athlete, but I don't know that I can ever say that I had ever exercised in my entire life, really. I got the exercise of playing the sport, but I didn't, you know, condition or train or anything like that. when you're a power hitter who naturally hits it over the fence, you can be a little lazy. All right, guys, Superman with the lap pull. So funny. And when I don't have to count reps, I get to talk to you guys, tell you a little bit more about myself, which is fun for me. I don't know if it's fun for you guys. I hope it is. All right, so remember, lower body is optional. That's your most advanced version, is to add in the lower body. You can always just be here. I say just, I don't mean just here. Really think about that squeeze, guys. Everything that's lifting off the floor is lifting because I'm squeezing a muscle. Woo! All right. Round 3 complete. I left a very interesting face down sweat angel here. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's interesting. It really is true. I mean, before I started working out with the intent to, get healthy and get fit and lose weight, when I was an athlete, I mean, I trained athletically like crazy. We were always out in the yard, throwing the ball, hitting, doing all sorts of stuff like that. Always, always, always. But as far as like, I'm going to go run some laps or I'm going to lift some weights. No. I don't know that I ever lifted a weight until I joined the Y, already a couple years into my weight loss journey and stuff. So it's just interesting. So I just point all that out to say it looks different for everybody. One day, if not already, it'll look easy for you. And that's it. That's amazing. It's so great to hear. And it really makes you reflect on where you came from and appreciate all the hard work you've put in, right? All right, guys, we've got just about 40 seconds. I'm gonna check the video one last time. Get another swig of water, one more trip through. You can totally do this, guys. Let's do it. All right, friends, let's giddy up. We've got 20 seconds as of me saying that at that moment. All right, let's grab that weight. If you're using a weight, if you aren't using a weight, congratulations on getting a kick booty body weight only workout. All right, so weight to chest. If you're using it, to the middle. Step it. Oof. It's funny, it's like the first curtsy of every set has been uncomfortable. And then it's like, okay. Good job, guys. Over halfway there. Last set you gotta do. Probably all this rain we've had here in Tennessee. It's so true. As our body gets older, they're like little internal weather clocks, right? Knees hurt when it gets rainy from all the facial reconstruction surgery I've had. If it's going to be tornado-y, I get crazy pressure in my face. Yeah, we always know a storm's going to be super bad if what we call my face bones starts hurting. So again, here guys, lower yourself. Don't fall into the wall. Lower. Almost like somebody has a band around you and it's pulling you the other way. And you're having to pull against it. Guys, figure 8, narrow press. Again, we've got the light weight here. I've alluded to, I would maybe go up just a teeny bit. But the one thing you gotta watch out for, if you heard that, and we're like, oh, maybe I should try. Watch here. Make sure that's not pulling, because if this weight is too heavy for what you're working, your neck is gonna start pulling. Shoulders back, no device shoulders. Little eights, little eights. There. I'm gonna finish my 8. There we go. All right, we've got alternating sumo squat with the knee. 3 down, 5 more to go. Totally got this, guys. Get that sumo set up. So again, 10 and 2. Knees also go 10 and 2. Come down, lift, down, lift. Good job, guys. Make sure you're breathing. Over-exaggerate mine sometimes. 1, I sort of do it naturally. It's sort of a yoga thing. But 2, I don't stop myself from doing it, even when I'm not in that setting. Because I want you guys to hear it. And remember that you need that breath too. It was definitely one of the last things to come to me as I started doing yoga and just fitness in general. Was breathing, which sounds crazy, but it's true. When we work hard, we hold that in. We literally hold it in, and that's so not good for you. We gotta breathe. Your body needs it, your brain needs it, your muscles need it. All right, we've got that shoulder tap plank. Last round, get yourself set up for success. Strong taps, strong taps. Remember, you can't tap, just lift, lift. Start practicing. If even that lift is too much, then just do rock to one hand, rock to the other hand. Just practice shifting that weight. arrow. Also, in the V-sit bow and arrow, don't forget about your bow and arrow. You know, don't flounder so much in the V-sit that you forget about this upper body piece, the resistance, pulling back that bow. I guess you're pulling back the arrow, aren't you? Make sure you've got that belly nice and engaged. Lower abs come up and in. Chest stays lifted. You got 10 seconds. Stay in there. Exercises. Bridge with a calf raise. Superman with a lat pull. All right, so if you got your bridge, let down your back. Again, weight optional. Always, always. Get our feet hip width apart. Weight on our hips. Leave those heels planted until you reach the top. Then lift your heels. You can lower them all together, but don't lift those heels until your hips reach the top. That allows you to really drive through those heels, squeeze that booty. Now, I know it can be hard if you're like me. Even though I'm not built like one, I tend to think of moves like a dancer and an athlete, you know, flowing together. So I know it's hard to resist that urge to lift your heels in a fluid motion on the up, too. All right, guys, last exercise, Superman with the lat pull. Let's flip over on that belly, and let's make it strong. Last minute of work. All right, get those shoulders back and down, neck long. Squeeze everything through that back body. Pull down. And the point I was making at the end of this in the last round was everything that lifts is lifting because you're squeezing those muscles. So you're not just arching through your back. It's from squeezing. All those muscles are pulling you up off the floor. So your squeeze might only take you 1/4 inch off the ground, 1/8 of an inch off the ground. You know, maybe even not off the ground at all. It's not about how high you're getting. It's about how much you're squeezing through that back body. Woo! And that is the bell. Oh, my friends, my friends. Sweaty for sure. That was a really fun workout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just think it was a great mix for me personally. I felt a great kind of pride in writing it because I feel like it really would be accessible for lots of people. Equipment, no equipment, modified, not modified. Kind of was just a good, well-rounded workout. And again, I always have a soft spot for circuits. One, it's what I started teaching in group fitness with circuit style classes. And two, there's just so many benefits. The cardio, the kind of built-in cardio without ever doing any cardio, the strength training, the variation of exercises, the timer doing the work for you, so your body just goes and your brain can just do whatever it needs to. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this workout myself. I hope you guys did too. And I I did mention, I think I've mentioned the past couple workouts, I want to mention it today. Normally my next workout will be Saturday. I'm having a procedure done on Friday that is going to not allow me to use the muscles in my right leg for at least 2 weeks. So I definitely will not be doing a workout on Saturday just because I don't know how I'm going to feel, don't know how sore it's going to be, all that kind of stuff. So I definitely will not be doing a video on Saturday. After Saturday and the weekend goes by, I'll kind of reevaluate, see where we're at. I hope to, during those 2 weeks, at least offer 2 workouts. I could do an upper body one easy, but anything else, even core, can get tricky for legs. So just have to be careful. I'll have stitches, things like that I can't tear. So I might do an upper body class, and then maybe for some of my friends who these workouts are too difficult for, that I've worked with in the pool, maybe a chair class, a seated chair class might be an option. But we'll see. So just give me some grace on Saturday. I won't be here with you Saturday. And then after that, I'll kind of evaluate, and I'll keep you guys posted on when the next videos will come and what to expect. So I thank you guys for being here with me. I do appreciate all of you so much. I hope you enjoy these workouts. I'll miss you for the next workout, but I'll be back as soon as I can. And again, share, like, subscribe, all those great things to help us get this message out. And lastly, you can Venmo any donations to me for these classes. Venmo @StrongStyleFit. Guys, thank you so much. Take care, and I hope I'll see you real soon. Mwah.